Hello everybody, Terrence Pop, redonkulous.com with another episode from the Lair. And let's see, I got a couple interesting questions today. Pop, you have really good stories, but I find it hard to believe that you did all that and never been on sick call or had any injuries or wounds. Well, I have two medical records, it's actually one medical record, which is the size of two telephone books. So I have a whole lot of stories that I'm going to get into in regards to health and stuff that happened while I was in the service. Okay, and I had another individual say that he loves the Army stories, but he fails to see how this has anything to do with MGTOW and the red pill. Let's see. Just about a year ago, 2 years ago, they pretty much allowed women in combat roles. Now, when I came in the Army in 1986, infantry, all male. I never had to deal with the frustration of interacting with female soldiers in regards to that particular environment. I'm not saying they don't have their uses, which they do, but as a combat role, I don't agree with what they're doing, but I just follow orders. But over all that time, between today and 1986, I have seen thousands upon thousands of careers get ruined because of interactions with wives, girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, what have you. Okay, about 30% of those guys basically got out of the service because they got divorced and the woman took the kid and moved off and he went and followed behind him. You learn a lot of lessons and you see a lot of this shit go down. I mean, I've seen it all in regards to this. I mean, I've seen the guy marry the stripper, the guy banging the stripper who's married to another guy. I mean, kids and abortions, fighting in front of the formation. I mean, we had a corporal from our sister battalion when I was in the 9th Infantry Division. My platoon sergeant at the time was banging his wife. I don't know the backstory, but one day we're in formation. This dude drives up in his car, gets out, runs around the formation, and punches my platoon sergeant in the face. And we break it up. Everyone's all upset. We go into the day room. I'm going in there because I need a drink of water. And I hear this corporal tell my commander that this certain sergeant, my platoon sergeant, who I won't say his name, was banging his wife. Now, this is back in the old times when, there was still a little bit of honor going on and the political correctness hadn't really gotten into enlisted ranks that much. And the company commander at that time, he was an asshole, but he was fair. And after he heard the story, he told the corporal, "Get the fuck out of here." 2 days later, the platoon sergeant was gone. I never saw him again. But, the red pill in the military is hand in hand, man. I mean, you just, when you're around that many dudes, you just see the misery that goes on with the whole marriage and the whole relationship shit. And it's only magnified even more because it's just dudes. And a lot of guys are in very, hard circumstances. Like, they're gone for months at a time. They're doing their deal. And it just fucking plays hell on fucking divorce, marriage, and relationships. And a few years ago when I did Purple Heart's final beat in regards to soldier suicide, the Army put out these fucking numbers that were like something from 1950, Leave It to Beaverland, in regards to divorce in the fucking military. I mean, it was so fucking shameful. Okay, maybe it was a political thing to save face, I don't fucking know. But all I can really say is it was fucking stupid, and it is what it is. Okay, we're going to get back to some of the Army stories in regards to my health. This particular story happened when I went to the MFO, Egypt, 9th Infantry Division. And we got a week off. I think this was our third month, our last rotation, going out to the sector. And I hadn't really left the base at all, except to go participate in the 4 skills competition. And a couple other missions in regards to supplies and other stuff like that. So my first sergeant basically came up to my barracks, and he just opened my door and said, "Fucking pack your bag, you're going to Cairo, fuck off." So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Cairo. So before you go, they give you a class on, condoms. They tell you basically don't even fuck with that because they're all Muslims and they'll kill you. not to eat none of the local food, you know, don't drink any local water, whatever. And I was like 20 years old, so kind of went in this ear and out the other. I'm like, yeah, great, whatever, I'll be fine. So I went to Cairo, you know, I ate lunch on top of the pyramids, like 3 blocks from the top. We had to bribe all the guards. Bought an ass little perfume, silver jewelry that, you know, corroded really quickly because it's high in zinc, but that's another story. And just for the shits and giggles, we're going through the market, and they had this fucking meat on a stick, and I thought it was maybe monkey. I don't know what it was. But my buddy, you know, Phipps, is like, I bet you fucking won't eat that. You don't have a hair on your ass if you don't fucking eat that. So I'm like, fuck that. Took one little tiny bite. One little bite. Tasted like feathers and burnt chicken meat. It was very bad. Didn't think anything of it. We're leaving later on that afternoon. We'd spent like 2 days there. So this is like the third day. Actually, it's more like two and a half days because we got there late on the first day. Get on the bus. All right. We had to fucking pull that bus over. I think it was 2 times for me and once for a couple other guys. Literally. Bus, there's like some civilians on it, mostly military people, pulls over on the side of the fucking desert. And there are like minefields out there and shit, but when you gotta shit, you gotta shit. And there wasn't a lick of cover, everyone laughing at me. I was fucked up. I mean, it was terrible. So, you know, we roll back in the gate. I'm dehydrated. I am royally fucked. I go right to sick call. All right, go right to the aid station. They take my blood pressure. It's low. I tell them I'm shitting my fucking brains out. They ask me if I fucking ate any local food. I said, I don't really think I did. I thought it was hotel food. Of course, I didn't tell them I ate meat from the fucking market because they would have fucking flipped the fuck out. So like, you dumbass fucking private. So they gave me 2 IVs, 1 in each arm, right? They're like the 1 liter IVs. So they take the bags, put them on my head, tape them on, and then tell me to go watch the fucking movie, which was playing outdoors at this time because, you know, there was not a cloud in the sky, and, you know, they had a big movie screen and they played actual movies. So I went out there and sat and watched the movie for an hour, and the bags went down. I went back in, they pulled them out and gave me a bunch of pills and Imodium and Calpactate, which basically shored up the fucking issue. And I was only 19, 20 years old, so I was indestructible. But that dysentery shit, and when they give you that warning, they're not fucking around, bro. They're not fucking around. When it gets really bad, your ass will turn into a water cannon. You will lose critical blood volume. And if you can't get medical treatment or some kind of cure or anything to stop that up, you're going to expire when your blood pressure goes down to 0, because that's what happens. A lot of people in the past died of dysentery, and it's, you know, fairly fucking serious if you don't have fucking medicine and shit. All right, I'm going to have one more. Again, this is from the MFO. There's just 2 more. You love these 2. Second one, this happened earlier. It was after the first rotation. I was working 2 weeks at Herb's Beach, which is on South Camp, and I was a lifeguard. So at the beginning of the day, you know, you take off your uniform. I just have, you know, boxers on, a t-shirt, and I crumple them up, put them under a lawn chair with my boots out of the sun. And I forgot about it. I did this, I kind of second or third day. At the end of the day, I come down. Do I shake out my fucking boots? Fuck no. Jam my foot in the boot, bam, get double tabbed by a scorpion. It wasn't really a small one. I mean, I didn't think it was that serious. You know, it stung me pretty good. I killed it. Fucking, you know, drained it the best I could. Put a bandage on it. I said, I'm good to go. Fuck it. That night I had a real bad headache, you know, shakes, got up the next morning, a little bit of nausea, but I ate breakfast, hydrated, I was fine. Okay, the third day, you know, I get up, I go to put my fucking boot on, my fucking leg is like this fucking, you know, swelled up quite significantly, and the double sting mark, which is maybe 4 or 5 inches above the right ankle on the inside, there was a large golf ball size thing of pus, which not good. Just that's a whole lot of pus. That's bad. That's fucking bad. So, you know, I put my fucking shit on, hobbled down to sick call, They called me in there. They asked me what happened. I'm like, yeah, I got stung by a scorpion a few days ago, and I guess it's infected. And the doctor, he's like, he looks at me, and goes, "Can you say it again, there, Private Pop? What happened?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was working at the beach. I put my foot in my boot, and it got stung like twice at the end of the day. And that was a couple days ago, and I was fine. Sure, I got a headache and stuff, but I wrote it out. I thought it'd be okay." So he goes, "Really?" Okay, he goes over to this board, he wheels it over, and he takes this paper off of it, and it's part of the board that we originally were all briefed on when we first got there. And he takes this pointer and he points to the fucking scorpion. Can you read what the writing below this says? "If stung by a scorpion, seek medical treatment immediately." Okay, though you said this happened like 3 days ago. Now, what is your interpretation of immediately? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, if I felt sick or something, I think that would be immediately, but I was okay. He goes, all right. So he gets on the phone, calls my first sergeant, He fucking comes down. He was pretty cool for a first sergeant. He comes in, he had those sunglasses that you flip up. He was only like 5'6", bald black guy. Good dude, though. I think his name was Marshall. He comes in, looks at me, looks at the chart, looks at the doctor. He's gonna die? No, he's fine. We drained it. We give him some antibiotics. He goes, okay, good. All right, when you heal, you're doing 12-mile road march, you dumbass motherfucker. What the fucking signs say? Immediate medical attention. What does immediate mean? Like right then. That's right. That's right. You could have died here. I'm Roger that for sure. Get the fuck out of here. I've been a first sergeant myself, and looking back on how I was treated by my first sergeants and how I treated my soldiers, and I was kind of lucky because most of the first sergeants I had were actually pretty worldly people, and they were fair. They weren't really nice or even good for that matter as human beings, but they were fair, which is really all you can ask for. When you come in the Army, you're like 17 to fucking 21, 22. What the fuck? You're not making rational decisions. I mean, not decisions that have any fucking bearing on your entire life. You're just not thinking like that. You're thinking about your next beer, the next piece of ass, or the next fist fight you're going to get into, or what the fuck you're going to do on the weekend. And that's about fucking it. So, for them to pound me and give me a fucking, field grade Article 15 or put bad paper in my file is kind of stupid. Because if these guys are going to stay in the Army for 25, 30 fucking years, you're really going to look into this guy's file when he's like 35, 38 years old and go, fuck you, we have bad paper here from when you were 20, you were a fucking idiot. You're a completely different person by then. Oh, well, that's my rant for the day, gentlemen, and I have a lot more medical stories. I have a whole assload of Ranger School stories, and they're fucking hilarious. I'll talk to you out.